Check out that beard now. That's getting somewhere, isn't it? Never imagined myself having a beard when I was a kid, you know? To be fair, I never really imagined myself living this long. It is day 5 of the killer toothache from hell. The end of day 5. I made it through. I've taken so many fucking painkillers, man. I've overdosed on painkillers like 2 or 3 days in a row. Day 1, I went fully cold turkey because it was only the evening. I really didn't have turning all the lights out. Ooh, dark video. I'll turn that one on for a minute. Yeah, day 1 I didn't have any painkillers in the house. But it was only the evening, just everything started hurting and I went to bed and did not sleep. Day 2 was pure paracetamol because obviously they're the cheapest ones. The local shops are like £1, whereas the supermarkets are like 30p. So, you know, end of the month and shit, you're thinking to yourself, save the pennies, the pounds look after themselves and all that jazz. So I went and got paracetamol, thinking this'll do. Man, I necked so many paracetamols. Fucking didn't touch it at all, man. That was such a horrible day. Again, up all night, man. Just couldn't sleep. Day 3, I went and got myself some ibuprofen. The good ones, you know what I'm saying? And I was just on a cocktail of both. Paracetamols, then a couple of hours later, a couple of ibuprofens. And eventually I just lost track of time, I lost count. So I'm thinking to myself, right, bear in mind it's been 3 days at this point. I'm in excruciating pain and nothing's touching it. And it just suddenly dawned on me, like, I'm swallowing these whole pills, these whole paracetamol tablets and the big things. Like, why don't I snap them in half? Because then in my belly they'll digest faster, right? So I thought, fuck it. It's only been like a couple of hours since I had my last batch, but fuck it, man. I'm off to bed in a minute. You know what I mean? I'm knackered. It's been 3 days since I slept. So I broke these tablets in half, and literally as I'm necking them, the other ones must have like just kicked in. So I was fast out, man. I went straight to sleep. Woke up the next day. Fucking hell. It's like day 4 at this point. I woke up with just nothing in my stomach but just paracetamol tablets and I suppose some antibiotic as well, ibuprofen even as well. So I woke up, felt like shit, immediately went to the toilet and just vomited out all this yellow liquid and white powder, man. There was so much white powder in it. I was like, fuck's sake, man, I'm gonna need that in a minute. Get back in my body. So sure enough, like an hour later, I'm in pain, but I'm also very hyper aware that I've just like madly OD'd on painkillers the day before. So day 4, I was like, well, yesterday, I was like trying my hardest to just bear with the pain as long as fucking possible before I necked any more meds. And I've decided that the ibuprofens are the way to go, so I went and got myself another packet of them. The paras ran out and I just fucking fucked it off. Do you know what I mean? They're not touching me at all. So today, like, it has not been bad at all. I woke up still like high as fuck on ibuprofens. And then every few hours, like, it'll start to niggle at me. As soon as it starts to niggle, I've been necking a couple. Everything was fine. Until like it gets to the point where you're like, oh man, I can eat, you know? Like, I'm fucking hungry all of a sudden, which is great. It's great to feel hungry because that means that not only am I not in pain, but it's been so long since I was in pain that my body's fully readjusted, you know? It feels good. You're just like, oh shit, I'm hungry, I could eat. So naturally, I eat food, don't I? You know what I mean? I've had a couple of turkey sandwiches and a bacon sandwich, which is a lot for me, man. 3 sandwiches in one day. But it's also a lot of like touching the fucking exposed nerve. And like I say, I'm off my face on painkillers, but just these past couple of hours, I was a bit horrible. It's like it's the worst right before you go to bed, trying to time it. So that is now. Thankfully, I am still off my face on medication to the point that I cannot feel any pain whatsoever. So, provided I get to sleep within the next sort of, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour and a half, I'm good to go. And I'm tired. So, there's a good chance. Oh, well, the funniest bit though, I think it was day 3, and I just couldn't, like, what I do when I've got real bad toothache is it's a bit sort of opposite from a lot of people. Because a lot of people tell me, like, like when they're giving you advice and shit, like, use lukewarm water or warm water with salt in it to, like, rinse out your mouth. I don't know why they use lukewarm water or whatever, like warm water, basically. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's because it dissolves the salt quicker or whatever. But I go straight in with the cold tap, man. I let the cold tap get as cold as it can get. And then I run the cold tap almost directly onto the offending tooth to basically, like, overwhelm the nerves. It's the most excruciating feeling, but it only lasts for a couple of seconds. And then, like, your body can only feel like so much pain. There's sort of a limit that you reach very quickly. Well, for toothache. I'm not comparing it to standing on a landmine or anything like that, although I assume most of the people that happens to are in shock. So I don't know, maybe it is comparable. I doubt it. I don't want to I don't want to find out, please. Please, for God's sake. I do not want to find out. I'll stick to the toothache, thanks. But anyway, the point is, I get myself, like, proper freezing cold water and, like, use that to swill around my mouth, which causes it to get overwhelmingly painful. And then, I don't know why this happens, but for whatever reason, you just get this moment of absolute pure agony, and then it dies off, and it can be faded off for a while sometimes. Sometimes it's like literally a minute, and then it's straight back again. Sometimes you can be swilling water constantly and it's going away and coming back and going away and coming back. And other times it works, you know what I mean? It, like, proper belts it one. My opinion, my feeling on it is that there's some bacteria in there that's shitting all over the nerve, you know what I mean? And every now and then you get a good rinse on it and it fucking knocks it all off or whatever. That's what I assume's happening. Anyway, whatever it is, it works. So day 3, it's like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I haven't slept a wink, man. I was in so much pain and that. And, like, I went to the couch in the living room with my quilt. I had my quilt all around me. I haven't done that in ages, man. I haven't been so ill that I've, like, carried myself off to the living room with my duvet in such a long time. It was so comfortable. I trapped myself in it like a sandwich, and I got my little bottle of water that had no lid on it. Bottle of water. I got my bottle of water, and I took one swig of it, and, like, it numbed the pain, like, amazingly. I don't know how long it lasted, but it was obviously just long enough for my body to, like, realise how tired it was and just fully shut down. You know, when you're in pain, you, like, don't actually realise you're asleep. I mean, sometimes it happens when you're not in pain, doesn't it? But, like, your brain is still fully aware of what's going on in your surroundings. I was fully aware that I was just laid with my eyes closed on the couch. I was fully aware that the pain had come back and I was in absolute agony, but I must have been asleep, because the other thing I was fully aware of was that I was laying in this wet patch, and it just felt so normal. It was, like, so normal. Yep, I'm asleep in a wet patch. Don't know why, but yep, it's wet, this is happening. And eventually my brain kicked in again, obviously. It was like, hang on, we are in pain here, we've got to do something about this. Woke me up. And as I come round, I see this bottle of water, and it was standing upright, yeah? And it still had water in it. But it dawned on me as I opened my eyes. I was like, "Oh, that's why everything's wet." And as I looked at it, it literally fell over and just chugged water all over me. So the couch is sopping wet, the duvet's sopping wet. I get a pillow and I put a pillow on the damp patch just so that I could sit on something. So now my pillow's sopping wet. I was in fucking agony, man. Like, I had to laugh. I was just like, what can you do? What can you do? But right now, man, it feels so good to feel normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels so good to not ache and not have any pain at all. And it's just like, it's such a shame that there isn't any beyond this. You know what I mean? Like why? Like, why can't we just be used to like just a mild ache? Yeah, if a mild ache was like normal, then on days like this where you don't ache at all, like you'd feel fucking fantastic. You'd be like, oh my god, my body feels amazing. But because we're always like, your body always feels amazing, you don't realize it feels amazing. You know what I mean? You're not waking up every day going like, shit, my toes work. You know what I mean? Like random shit. One time I jumped off a fence, man. And I cracked my heel, and it fucking hurt. It hurt for a long time. I can't even remember now the pain. That's the thing about pain. It's easily forgotten, but I do remember that it bewildered me how much it hurt. Like it's only a heel. Why can't I just walk on the front of my foot? No, that's not how heels work, mate. They're always getting involved. And it was the same when I pulled a muscle in my ass as well. Like you'd think that if you pull a muscle in your ass, you just can't sit down. But then, nah, you can't do anything. If you sit down, you can't stand up. If you stand up, well, you're standing up. You can't move. You can't sit down. You can't do anything. Oh man, yeah. If you ever pull a muscle in your ass, man, I feel bad for you. It's a while. It's you just gotta leave it to relax. Just lay front down on a couch or something and watch some TV, man. That's my advice for that one. And yeah, when it comes to toothache, just hell, like my spirit is with you. You know what I mean? I love toothache, man. I fucking live in toothache land. My sister was like, "Oh yeah, I had toothache one day that was so bad. I just went the next day and got my tooth out." Like, don't really work like that these days, does it? Like everyone's like, "Oh, you can just get on the NHS," but you can't, man. You can't just get on the NHS. People are like, "Oh, if it's that bad, go to an emergency dentist." But you know, you think about the horror stories that you hear from emergency dentists and stuff, and you think, well, it's not that bad, really. You know what I mean? And then when I'm really going through it, I always think to myself, like, animals go through it. You know what I mean? Like, if your pet dog gets toothache, like, I've had old dogs, right? Like, really old dogs, and you take them in to the vets, and the vet's like, oh, yeah, his tooth's all fucked or whatever. You're like, well, he didn't tell me. You know what I mean? And now that I think about it, he has been sort of gnawing a bit, or, you know what I mean? It's only after the event that you think about weird behaviours or whatever. And that can't be that bad. Like for a pet, at least the pet can go to a vet. They've got humans looking after them. Although diet is a huge cause, but in the wild, like wild animals must get tooth problems sometimes and shit, and they just deal with it. So it can't be that bad. You know what I mean? Like when you're in the meat of it, like when it's as excruciating as it can possibly be, and there's no way to focus on anything other than the pain, it feels like the worst thing that could possibly be happening in the world, yeah. But it don't last forever, does it? Like, like eventually the nerve rots away, and you're just left with like a numb stub in your mouth, right? Like the rest of the teeth in my mouth. Like, there's not that many left to go now, and this will never happen again. Love you all anyway. Take care. I'm feeling a lot better.